become a priority. 9 Stoic secrets to command respect in any relationship. Have you ever felt a sense of emptiness when your efforts go unnoticed? You might have poured your heart into a project, offered your most sincere advice, or simply been there for someone during a difficult time. Yet, the recognition or acknowledgement never came. It's a common, yet deeply unsettling experience. And when it involves those closest to us, friends, family, or partners, the disappointment stings even more. This experience, however, reveals a profound truth about human relationships. In life, much like in Stoic philosophy, we cannot control how others perceive us or whether they choose to acknowledge our worth. Seeking external validation is an endless pursuit that can lead to feelings of frustration and inadequacy. But there is a way to navigate this reality by cultivating a sense of inner strength and value that draws others naturally toward us. The steps we will explore are not about manipulation or playing games. Rather, they are practices rooted in self-respect and mindful boundaries that shift the focus from seeking approval to embodying our own inherent worth. By adopting these practices, you can become a priority in someone's life, but more importantly, you become a priority in your own. Let's delve into these 9 steps, each carefully designed to help you align with your true self while inviting others to appreciate your presence. Step 1. Create the fear of losing you. One of the most powerful motivators in human behavior is the fear of loss. Often, people only realize the value of what they have when they sense it might be slipping away. This is not about playing hard to get or using emotional manipulation, but rather about allowing others to understand that your presence is not a given. It's a privilege. Begin by gradually creating a bit of distance. If you've been pouring out your emotions, always sharing your thoughts, or constantly seeking the other person's attention, try stepping back. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It simply means balancing your presence. For example, if you always initiate conversations or go out of your way to be there, start to focus that energy on yourself instead. Spend more time on activities that nourish your soul and bring joy. Perhaps you take up a hobby you've been neglecting, or reconnect with friends you haven't seen in a while. This subtle shift will create an atmosphere where others begin to sense that your life is full and independent of their constant involvement. It can spark a realization that they need to put effort into maintaining your connection. However, it's crucial to use this step with care. Distance, when overdone, can lead to detachment or disinterest. The balance lies in letting others know that while you cherish the relationship, your self-worth does not hinge solely on their acknowledgement. Step 2. Avoid being always available. There is a natural human tendency to take for granted what is always present and readily available. The more accessible you are, the more likely others might unconsciously start assuming that you will always be there. This step, therefore, involves placing some thoughtful boundaries around your availability. It's not about deliberately ignoring people or being evasive. Instead, it's about prioritizing your own schedule and needs. If you're constantly adjusting your plans to accommodate others, it might be time to pause and assess. By making yourself less available, you communicate that your time is valuable and that you have a life that doesn't revolve around others. This naturally encourages others to value the time they do get with you. For instance, if you're always the one saying yes to every invitation or call, practice saying no sometimes. Not because you want to push people away, but because you want to honor your own space and time. Over time, this approach will nurture a sense of appreciation in others, subtly reminding them that your presence is a gift, not a given. Step 3. Maintain. Some mystery. Mystery is a powerful draw in human relationships. We are inherently curious creatures, attracted to the unknown and the unexplored. When you reveal everything about yourself right away, you eliminate the sense of discovery that deepens connections over time. Embracing mystery is not about hiding who you are. It's about allowing others the opportunity to explore and understand you at a natural pace. In practice, this means being mindful of how much you share. You don't need to lay all your cards on the table immediately. Instead, provide glimpses into your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. If someone asks about your hobbies or your past, give thoughtful yet succinct responses. Share your interests gradually, letting them unravel over time. This creates an ongoing sense of intrigue, encouraging others to seek deeper conversations and connections with you. Moreover, mystery keeps you grounded in your independence. By maintaining some aspects of your life as your own, you cultivate a space where your identity remains intact, regardless of the presence or absence of others. This quiet confidence can make you naturally more appealing and prioritized in the eyes of those around you. Step 4. Allow them to invest in you. People value what they invest in, whether it's time, effort, or emotions. When someone invests in you, they naturally begin to see you as a priority because they have contributed a part of themselves to your connection. Allowing others to invest in you doesn't mean manipulating them into doing favors. It's about acknowledging that a balanced relationship involves mutual effort. One way to facilitate this is by giving them opportunities to be there for you. If you're always the one accommodating others or planning activities, take a step back. Let them come forward with their own efforts to connect with you. Similarly, do not feel obligated to be available all the time. If they propose plans and you have other commitments, it's okay to politely decline and reschedule. This subtly signals that your time is valuable. However, balance is key here. You don't want to come across as indifferent or difficult. The idea is to create a dynamic where they feel involved and active in nurturing the relationship. Through their investment, they begin to see the connection as something meaningful and worth prioritizing. Step 5. Prioritize your own needs. Often we overlook our own needs in a quest to be important to others. Yet the paradox is that the more we prioritize our well-being, the more others tend to respect and value us. This step emphasizes that self-care and self-respect are not selfish. They are essential. Reflect on what makes you feel happy and fulfilled. Are there activities or practices you've been neglecting in favor of others' demands? If so, it's time to redirect some of that energy back toward yourself. By tending to your own needs, you reinforce the idea that you are not just a passive participant in others' lives, but an individual with your own goals and aspirations. As you prioritize your well-being, you project a sense of contentment and self-assurance that others find attractive. It sends a clear message: you value yourself, and therefore others should too. This shift can naturally prompt people to adjust their behavior and start treating you with the respect and importance you deserve. Step 6. Don't make them the center of your life. Human psychology gravitates toward the unattainable or the seemingly out of reach. If you make someone the absolute center of your world, there is a risk they may start taking your devotion for granted. The antidote is to cultivate an independent life, one that is full and satisfying on its own. Engage in activities and relationships outside of the one you are focused on. Pursue hobbies, connect with other friends, and invest in personal growth. This isn't about creating artificial distance, but rather about building a life that doesn't revolve solely around one person. As you do so, the other individual will start to perceive that your happiness and well-being are not entirely in their hands. This can make your presence more intriguing and valued. The wisdom in this step lies in the delicate balance between showing care and retaining a part of yourself that is untethered. When you become someone with a rich, independent life, Others often feel compelled to make an effort to be part of it. Step 7. Stop initiating communication. All the time. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. However, if you are always the one initiating, it can create an imbalance. By taking a step back from being the constant communicator, you allow others the space to reciprocate. This approach is not about playing hard to get. It's about gauging the level of effort the other person is willing to put into the relationship. When you stop initiating every interaction, it gives them the chance to reach out and show their interest. If they do, it's a sign they value you. If they don't, it may reveal that the relationship isn't as reciprocal as it should be, allowing you to reassess your priorities. The act of stepping back encourages a more balanced dynamic, one where both parties feel equally invested. It also frees you from the burden of maintaining the connections solely on your own, reinforcing the idea that your value does not depend on how much effort you exert. Step 8. Create your own happiness. True contentment is cultivated within. When you rely on others to make you happy, you place your emotional well-being in their hands. This not only puts unnecessary pressure on them, but also sets you up for potential disappointment. Instead, focus on building a life that is fulfilling, independent of any single relationship. Engage in activities that bring you joy, whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time in nature, or learning something new. Nurture your mind and body through practices like meditation, exercise, and reading. When you take responsibility for your own happiness, you embody a sense of balance and strength that naturally attracts others. Creating your own happiness also means setting healthy boundaries and respecting your own limits. When others see that you are content within yourself, they are more likely to respect you and value the relationship. You become a source of inspiration and calm, a person whose presence is cherished rather than expected. Step 9. Be willing to walk away. The idea of walking away from a relationship can be daunting, especially when deep feelings are involved. However, being willing to walk away is not about issuing ultimatums or playing games. It's about setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. When you show that you are prepared to leave situations where you are not valued, you communicate that your worth is non-negotiable. This act is not driven by pride, but by a quiet assurance that you deserve relationships built on mutual respect and appreciation. Paradoxically, the willingness to walk away often makes you more respected. It signals that while you value the relationship, you will not remain in a situation where you are undervalued. The right people will respond to this by making an effort to prioritize you, while those who do not may naturally fade away, making space for healthier connections in your life. Step 9. Be willing to walk away. The idea of walking away from a relationship can be daunting, especially when deep feelings are involved. However, being willing to walk away is not about issuing ultimatums or playing games. It's about setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. When you show that you are prepared to leave situations where you are not valued, you communicate that your worth is non-negotiable. This act is not driven by pride, but by a quiet assurance that you deserve relationships built on mutual respect and appreciation. Paradoxically, the willingness to walk away often makes you more respected. It signals that while you value the relationship, you will not remain in a situation where you are undervalued. The right people will respond to this by making an effort to prioritize you, while those who do not may naturally fade away, making space for healthier connections in your life. In life, we all face moments of feeling neglected or undervalued. However, these experiences can be powerful catalysts for personal growth and self-awareness. By shifting our focus from seeking external validation to nurturing our own self-worth, we transform how others perceive and treat us. These 9 steps are not a prescription for changing others, but rather a guide for reclaiming your own power and dignity. As you prioritize your happiness and establish boundaries, you create an environment where others naturally begin to value your presence. Remember, the most meaningful recognition is the one you give to yourself. When you become a priority in your own life, others will take notice. And even if they do not, you will find peace in knowing that you are living authentically, guided by self-compassion and self-respect. This is not selfishness. It is the foundation of a balanced and fulfilling life. Thank you for taking this reflective journey. If you found this discussion insightful, please like this video and subscribe for more philosophical explorations. Continue nurturing your self-worth, and may you find the connections that truly honor who you are.